Hi there, I'm John Scott. This represents Radio Democracy, where you control the station. We're at the headquarters of Jelli in San Mateo, California. We're going to talk to the CEO, Mike Doughtery, next. From KCBS, All News 740 and FM 106.9 and CBS Interactive, this is Homegrown CEO. Say hello to my friend Mike Doughtery. He's the CEO of Jelli. It's nice to see you again.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Good.
Tell me about, in a sentence, I'm walking down the street and I just walk by and I go, what's Jelli? For those that have never seen this site, kind of explain it to us.
It's social radio or user-controlled radio. What makes us a little different is that we also allow the audience to actually take over actual FM terrestrial radio broadcast, which is something that really has never happened before, and we thought it was a pretty cool idea. But you can also have a lot of fun streaming too, and in that case, we're sort of like a social Pandora. We have 25 affiliates now, so 25 radio stations working with us across the country. 6 of those are in the top 10 cities, cities like New York, Boston, Philadelphia, also San Francisco. So we're starting to see radio adopt this throughout the country.
Were you a radio guy before you started doing this?
No, not at all. Or a radio fan, but not a radio guy. Our team came from some projects, though, where we were looking at the future of the car and the future of entertainment and news in the car. And obviously it's radio, but how will radio evolve? And we were working at Microsoft on a project called the Ford Sync, where you can talk to the car and basically get information back. And as we thought through that, we thought, well, how will you be able to interact with the web in the environment of the car, which is an area where you have to deal with safety and other issues. Radio is well formatted for that now. You can drive and listen, but the web isn't. And that made us start thinking about radio and the power of radio and how big radio is today.
And when you first started, which was in 2008, was it?
That's right. We started the company at the end of 2008, right when the market fell apart, when Merrill Lynch blew up, and it was going into the radio industry where the ad market was also going down a bit that year. So everyone thought we were a little crazy, but we were excited about it.
Well, it's a perfect time to start.
Right, exactly.
It's like having a baby. There's no perfect time to have one. You just do it, and you go for it.
You go for it. And we were excited about the concept because the social web was really taking off, of course, already in 2008. This year, 2010, was probably the year of Facebook, with everything happening with Time Magazine and the movie that came out about the social network. But I think in 2008, you could really see that the social web was going to transform radio, or transform big medium like radio. Television was already doing that with some other things online, and we thought now was the time to look at this.
Let's take a tour, shall we?
John, this is Jelli. This is the website. You go to jelli.com. What we're looking at right here is one of our station pages. This is with a partner we have in Atlanta called the Project 961. It's a great rock station in Atlanta that we launched recently. If you go to this page, you can actually, with others, control what Project 961 is playing on their broadcast. So right now you can see an experience that reminds you a lot of an internet radio station. It has a chat window here where people are chatting, a very social experience. It has what's playing now. In this case, the White Stripes song that's playing. You can see the cover art. You can see the name of the band, the name of the song. You can favorite the song if you like it. And importantly, we have this thing called the rock meter. When something's playing on the air, you can click rocks or sucks. And what that does is it nudges the meter up or down. And by doing that, what you're doing with the audience is kind of playing a tug-of-war to see whether the audience in general likes the song or not. Mm-hmm. If they don't like the song, and you click sucks, even though I do like the White Stripes, if enough people do the same thing, the sucks meter will go all the way to maximum suck, and that will blow up the track in real time and take it off the air, which is something brand new with radio. Everyone thinks it's hilarious when that happens, but it also shows the power that the crowd really has over the broadcast when we're on the air.
What's over here on the right-hand side, the queue of songs?
So this is the Who's Next list. This is actually how you get something to play next. So what you do is you vote. With Jelli, it's Radio Democracy, so you vote. And by voting, you impact the score of the track. So in this case, I'm voting on a couple of tracks that are up on the list, and that will add a +1 to the track score, which will move the song up the list and reshape it. So those songs I just voted for now just popped up to the top here, which is the on-deck circle. One of these 3 songs will go next and play on the air. That's how the audience can shape what will happen next. You can also use some power-ups, and we gave the users, in addition to voting, a bit more power. So one example of the power-up is a bomb. A bomb is where you can basically nuke the score of the track and get it out of the way if you really don't like the song. So let's say you're sick of Godsmack here. You can bomb the track, and I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to click on the bomb icon. Boom. I just blew it up, and I actually just published to my Facebook feed that I just bombed this track by Godsmack, and that kind of tells everyone what I think about it.
Good choice.
And you can also rocket tracks. That's another thing you can do. So let's see. Let's say there's a few songs here that that's as I scroll through the list that some of these songs are too far down the list, so I want to kind of move them up into contention. Oh, I don't like any of these songs. Sorry. Let's try this one. I don't know. Let's just for fun. Let's do this one. So I'm rocketing a track here, and you can see I just rocketed the track. Now it says that I rocketed it. It also goes to my Facebook if I want it to, and you can see that now that song has been moved all the way to the top of the list. You'll see here in a second it'll show up. So my rocket has moved the track to the top of the list. So in addition to the website, we also launched an iPhone app. And the iPhone app works very much the same way as the website, except what's cool about it is now you can play Jelli out and about. So if you have an iPhone, you can go to the same station, Project 961, and literally choose in real time what will happen on that station. Jelli becomes, for the station, a social remote control on your radio, on your iPhone.
Well, that was a lovely tour. Thank you for it. So,
Absolutely.
You started this company. A little bit scared. It's a scary new venture. Now that you've been in it for a couple of years, what's your takeaway so far as the company continues to evolve?
Well, my takeaway is, number one, social web is a big deal. So people engaging with each other, it really does. It's part of the media landscape now. And with Jelli, we see, for example, people who are active listeners will listen 50% longer than people who are passive. And for radio, that's a key business driver. It's a key metric for advertising, for example. So the other thing you learn about a startup is you got to focus on the product. Honestly, as much as you can get going with relationships and get people excited about the concept, you also have to deliver. So shipping product that's well designed from a user perspective is critical. It has to be product first. So that's really the other thing you have to think about when you start a company.
Solid guy. He's Mike Doughtery. He's the CEO of Jelli. You can find out more, play along, and control your own radio at Jelli.com. We'll have a new episode next week. Thanks a lot for joining us. These are stories of people with big dreams making it happen in the Bay Area. This is a presentation of CBS Interactive and KCBS, All News 740 and FM 1069. I'm John Scott. See you next time.